than the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? But I'm heavily influenced by East Coast hip hop as well. And then I'm Christian. So there's like, people didn't know what to do with me. It used to have these distinguishing cultural marks. It doesn't have that anymore. Everything's hip hop now, it's everywhere. Sprite commercials are hip hop. I'm not one of them old heads who like, man, what happened to the boom bap and the lyricism?
Sounding like Chuck Harmony over there.
Oh, man. We sound crazy.
He is one half of the duo Louis York and an award-winning songwriter.
Yes, sir. It's Claude Kelly.
He is award-winning songwriter and other half of the dynamic duo Louis York.
What's up, y'all? It's Chuck Harmony.
Music executive and Renaissance man.
Hey, it's Billionaire.
Music aficionado.
What's up? It's Timon Bacon from Macon.
We Sound Crazy is your official backstage pass to all things music and culture.
On tonight's episode of We Sound Crazy, we have a great conversation with the one and only Lecrae.
Welcome to another week of We Sound Crazy. Billionaire is in the building.
Claude Kelly is absolutely in the building.
Chuck Harmony is in the building.
Man, we used to be 4 members of Boyz II Men, there's only 3.
Yeah, it's an empty space over there.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know, we added a new member.
Nah, but we have something special in place of Bacon from Macon, right?
Yeah,
absolutely, man. We got a Grammy winner. Multiple Grammy winner.
Multiple.
Co-owner and founder of Reach Records.
Reach.
A distinguished member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, my frat brother. Shout out to the bros, yo to the bros. This brother sold millions of records. Millions. Millions. And over like 1 billion streams, like a bunch of like big numbers and stuff. Also, New York Times best-selling author. It's a lot of receipts there.
I would say it's a lot of receipts.
Make some noise. Lecrae is in the building this week.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Yeah, man.
What's up, man? Glad to be here.
Welcome back to Nashville.
Yeah, it's my favorite place in the world.
We just talking about that, okay?
Yeah. The White Atlanta.
The White Atlanta.
That's why Charlamagne calls that as well. He said this is the White Atlanta.
That should be the title of this episode.
The White Atlanta.
Oh, man, how you been, man?
I've been good, man. I've been good. It's good to see regular shoes. I've been on Broadway looking at boots all day long. So
You've been cowboy boots out there over there.
Yeah, man. So no, it's good, man. Everything's good. Everything's lovely on the road. And just had to stop by and show some love.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That reminds me that one thing Nashville needs is some more cool sneaker stores.
Please.
Ooh, really, if you're out there and you're listening, Flight Club.
Yeah, facts.
Anything like.
Yeah. Come on to Nashville.
We Sound Crazy should start a sneaker store in Nashville because we probably make a lot of money.
Y'all
actually.
would. Y'all would kill.
That's a good business.
It's actually a good business.
Put it over there by TSU or Fisk.
That's what I'm saying.
Get Lecrae to fund it since he got all these millions.
I saw all these plaques when I walked in this room. When I walked into the Get Out Mansion, I saw the plaques on the wall.
The Get Out Mansion.
Get Out Mansion.
I'll play.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
We'll discuss the business that off camera later, but we'll talk about that sneaker store. That's a good idea.
All right.
But real talk, it's good to have you here.
So speaking of numbers, did you reach that million mark on YouTube?
I did.
Subscribers.
I hit 1 million subscribers, man. I don't know what that means exactly, but I did.
It's something.
You know what I'm saying? I'm old school. The kids like the clout. I like the money. I don't know what it means exactly, but it's great. They can send me a plaque and everything.
Right.
That's awesome.
Man. Yeah.
And that was strictly independent, right?
Yeah, independent.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, man. Just launched it, just trying to, show a different side of myself and different aspect of who I was, and people gravitated to it. You know, some silly stuff, you know what I'm saying? Some funny stuff, and then just some serious stuff, and just, man, talk about whatever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That independent thing you were talking about, though, because I feel like now independent is such a cool word. Like, it's become this thing where, like, it becomes part of your cool story. But really talk about how hard it is to be independent. Let's keep it real. Like, how's that journey been for you?
I always hear, like, when I watch Drink Champs, Nori's always asking people, like, independent or major, and he's always like, major, major, major. And I get it if you came up in that system. You know what I'm saying? I think because it's hard, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be the A&R, the video director, the accountant, the bookkeeper, the tour manager, the merch manager.
Yep.
You know, you gotta really, and you gotta find people who can do those jobs well if you're not doing those jobs. So, you know, it's a lot of infrastructure you gotta come up with, and you learning on the fly. So, you know what I'm saying? I remember just trying to learn how to do everything, and you become you have to go to school for everything. You working in the business, then you working on the business, then you working in the business, then you working on the business. So, you know, you really have to be built for that. You know what I'm saying? And if you're just an artist, then I would say don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what
if you're the artist, then go major.
Yeah. If you like the quintessential artist, you just want to be creative, then you need a sponsor.
Yeah. My corporate sponsor.
Yeah.
It's important advice though, because I think people think that it's just this cool rebellious path, but the hard work that goes into the brain power, the continued learning, right?
Man.
Like and the constant reinvesting in yourself.
Yeah.
Boy, that part.
Yeah.
That's that part for real. Because then you got to look at the return on investment, and is this working and is this not working? You know what I'm saying? And so that's a whole nother ball game of just, you know, where you gonna put your money. You know, I remember when I made my first album, I didn't take the royalties. I put the royalties into my next artist album so I could get stuff off the ground. So it's just that type of mindset that I took a bet. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I could have put some rims on the Suburban, man.
But instead, I invested in that
paid
album.
off.
It did pay off. It did pay off. It did pay off.
Yeah, for sure.
You see, I feel got kind of quiet when we started talking about independent.
I love independent. I love independent and major. I think there's value and pros and cons to both.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
There's pros and cons. And Crae, I know you for a while, like for one project, you partnered with Columbia.
I did.
How was that experience compared to what you traditionally knew?
You know, there was some things that I would have never been able to do that Columbia was able to do, right? Obviously, radio was a very essential aspect of the music industry at that point in time. And I wouldn't have been able to make the type of investment in radio that Columbia was able to make. Not saying it was a financial investment, just saying the investment in radio. But just saying like radio is a different world. It's a different industry all in of itself. So, you know, Columbia was able to get involved in that aspect of the game and make some stuff happen over there. Of course, just the networks, right? Like that's really what a lot of the major labels have. They have those networks where at the snap of a finger, they can connect the dots to somebody else. And, oh, I know so-and-so. And we, you know, it's like you DMing, you know, whoever artist to get on the track, and it's like just a phone call away from their A&R or somebody along those lines. So you just got that access and that network. And so it was good from that sense of just being able to have access and networks. And my team, it was kind of like that was graduate school for my team. They was getting a master's education in the major label side of things.
Watching how they do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The downside, I would say, is that it's such a big system they cannot turn on a dime.
You're not gonna come in there and then 2 days later, all the dreams come true because they have the money to do it.
Right.
Then you have to. There's lots of teams and departments and people that have to all be working in one accord.
Yep. You want to be scrappy and get out there and do some quick stuff. That's not the
and pivot quick.
Yeah, it's not. It's a different model. But you know, things are changing. I think major labels got to adapt to the way things are now. So
Up next on We Sound Crazy.
The uniqueness about me is that I am part of hip hop culture first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm not just the church kid trying to rap. I'm like, nah, I was bred in this. You know what I mean? Like it's a part of my ethos.
Yeah.
I hold myself to the same standard that, you know, Jay-Z or Drake or Kendrick is gonna hold themselves to. I want the music to be dope and to be great. And I'm not just trying to like shove a message in there.
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
louder for the people in the back.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
I saw you recently with Breland.
Yeah.
At the Ryman.
Yeah. Bridges.
Breland is a breath of fresh air.
He's talented, man.
Yeah,
he's so talented. That dude is cold at everything.
Yeah.
You've worked with a lot of people as far as collaborations is concerned.
Yeah.
Is it one that sticks out?
I've worked with, De La Soul, Shaka Khan, freaking, BLB, Big Crit. I don't know. So, but to me, it may be because I spent so much of my youth on the West Coast, but Ty Dolla $ign was like that was big for me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not like,
I love Ty, man.
He's cold, man. You know, that Free TC album is,
you know my song. You know I love Horses in the Stable.
Horses in the Stable. Yeah.
That's my joint right there.
He cold, man. He ratchet as all get out, but he cold.
His tone is crazy.
And the thing is, he can sing better than most R&B dudes. He can sing.
Yes. So, I was a dope moment just to be able to, he heard the record and was like, man, I want to do a whole verse. I said, by all means, my brother. By all means. You know what I'm saying?
Clear some space in the record.
Yeah,
get on there.
Feel free.
Yeah.
So that was a vibe, man. I caught a lot of flack for that, but
did you?
Yeah, because people was like, oh man, you and Ty Dolla $ign, listen to this music, and I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but that's not what our song is talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I guess I'm sort of surprised you're still getting flack for that kind of stuff. Like I feel like we had evolved past that point, especially as it pertains to hip hop, and how that converges with the church, right?
Yeah.
But is that still an obstacle for you?
I don't know. I think I don't care as much. So it might be an obstacle. I don't care like I used to. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it from the standpoint of like, I'm from the culture of hip hop. That's what I grew up in.
Yeah.
So I always understood that this is this culture that started in New York, and it was kind of side-eyeing the South initially, and the South and the church are like intrinsically locked.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I'm born in Houston, Texas. I live in Atlanta. It's like, my faith is an intrinsic part of who I am, but I think because it was this like culture, this East Coast, it's the earth and the gods, the 5% of the science of everything. It was like that churchy stuff is antiquated. It's like, it's old school. And so there was a bit of a button heads initially. And then church people, of course, they don't know what to do with hip hop because a lot of folks, it's the music they wasn't allowed to listen to growing up in church. So it ain't an issue now, but it was an issue for me for sure coming up because I was like bending genres.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And first of all, bending genres always makes you have to work a little harder, but it's interesting that 'cause I feel like all the genres have evolved at this point. It's something that they weren't 20 years. All of them,
sure.
all of them are unrecognizable.
Facts.
So it's not like it's solely gospel music, right?
Yeah.
And Crae, I wanted to. How do you define hip hop? Do you consider yourself a Christian hip hop artist? CHH, is that how you describe?
Here we go with this.
CHH?
That's what they
Christian
I've
hip-hop.
never heard that before.
Hip-hop,
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Okay.
I don't think Christian hip-hop is a genre because there's not enough infrastructure. I think there are Christians who do hip-hop. Just like there's no Muslim hip-hop, there's no 5%er hip-hop, but there's Lupe's a Muslim. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, so it's kind of like there's no atheist hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? So I get why people like categories because it helps people get a distinguishing mark of like, what am I going to be listening to? But I would say the uniqueness about me is that I am part of hip hop culture first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I'm not just the church kid trying to rap. I'm like, nah, I was bred in this. You know what I mean? Like, it's a part of my ethos. Yeah. I had a spiritual transition where I decided to talk about my faith in my music. But I think if you want to call yourself a gospel rapper, cool. If you want to be a Christian rapper, cool. You want to be a Christian that raps, cool. Whatever. People going to put you in the category regardless. They're going to call Beyonce R&B if she does a dance record. That's just what it is. You know, Prince going to be R&B no matter. It's just, you know, we got these categories for whatever reason. For me, I hold myself to the same standard that, you know, Jay-Z or Drake or Kendrick is gonna hold themselves to. So I want the music to be dope and to be great. And I'm not just trying to like shove a message in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to speak from an authentic place.
I'm glad you cleared that up because that's actually it changes the perspective of how people receive it. Because I think there's a stigma because the thing is the church by not by definition but by perception is rigid. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And hip hop is rebellious. So there's a part of like, well, where does oil and water mix? They don't, right? Yeah. So for you to explain like the core of why you do your music makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man.
Yo, the crazy pick of the week is like our song.
Absolutely.
Our pick of the week.
This is a big deal.
We vouching for this one.
Yes. Yeah, man. And I think we got a good one this week.
No one ever said that love would be perfect. And no one ever said that love would be fair. I don't even mind the hard times 'cause you're worth it. I know I was made for you, and I know you were made for me too. That's why every day that you're not home, my heart's uneasy. Sometimes I turn around and wish that you were there to hold me in your arms and say how much you need me. So when it gets hard for you, here's what I want you to do. Think of me kissing you. Think of me holding you in my arms. Think of me missing you. Every day that we're apart, know that I'm loving you. And baby, you'll always be in my heart. There's nowhere in the world I'd rather be. So think of me, think of me, think of me. People gon' try and make you doubt your feelings. People gon' try and say this love won't last. Let them talk, we both know we got the real thing. Promise I'll be your woman for life, 'cause forever you are my man. So think of me kissing you. Think of me holding you in my arms. Think of me missing you. Every day that we're apart, know that I'm loving you. And baby, you'll always be in my heart. There's nowhere in the world I'd rather be.
Coming up next on We Sound Crazy.
And I stand on this. Nobody in the East Coast and up north saw the value of Southern hip hop.
The rebelliousness that it started off as, like, hey man, you know, war Rage Against the Machine, we're free, we should, turned into like, no, you gotta do it this way, or this way. And it's like, dang, what happened?
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And neighborhoods come up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Now that everyone knows how you eat, sleep, breathe hip-hop, it's part of who you are.
Yeah.
What's your report card on where hip-hop is right now?
I think you got to look at it from the standpoint of that hip-hop has umbrellaed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of them old heads who like, man, what happened to the boom bap and the lyricism? You know what I'm saying?
Sounding like Chuck Harmony over there.
Oh, man.
Nah, it just umbrellaed, man. It had the umbrella, and there's a lot of things that fit under that umbrella. So it used to have these distinguishing cultural marks. It doesn't have that anymore. Everything's hip-hop now. It's everywhere. Like, you can't pimp. It used to be the baggy clothes, a certain style of dress, the way it's not. Sprite commercials are hip-hop. Like, Old Navy got hip-hop, and it's just a part of pop culture now. So it's not like this distinguishing thing you can point out like you used to be able to. So now you just got to embrace the fact that, you know, Post Malone or Yeet or Lil Uzi or whoever are just as much hip hop as J. Cole and Joey Badass. Like, you gotta just embrace the reality that that's all hip hop. There's subgenres almost underneath the genre of hip hop.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's a good way to look at it. I also kind of feel like hip hop, in my mind, used to be region by region, and they take their turns. So New York had its time, and then the releases to LA, and then LA, and then the South again, and then the Midwest, and then that was almost what defined it. And now if you're really doing your homework, you know where people come from. But it's not like
it don't matter.
A city's running the game for 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe a decade. It's just international, global hip hop. If you got enough equipment and you have some skill, you too can be a part of this. You ain't got to be from New York. You ain't got to prove you grew up on the street on a certain block in that neighborhood.
And now you can't even tell, like, especially with hip hop. It's so international. You can hardly tell where people
are from.
I didn't know Roddy Ricch was from the West Coast for the longest time.
Right.
So it was like,
Lil Uzi Vert, he's from Philadelphia, right? That's crazy.
I didn't know Meek was from Philly either.
He sounded like Philly.
He sounded like, I'm a New Yorker, and he sounded like he was from New York. I was convinced.
Okay.
He just has a very New York approach to how he hits the records, but it's like, you have to actually care and Google to find out where people are from. And then once they get a certain level of success and the world takes on, it really doesn't matter anymore to anyone. It's just whoever's a star. But it's interesting to hear how you think it's changed because everyone has an opinion. It's the 50th anniversary of hip hop this year, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about it. So
I came from that regionalized type of environment, and it was hard for somebody like myself because you got to think, like you said, it started in New York. Then New York started infighting. Yeah. And it was like, oh, y'all want to fight against each other? Cool. The West Coast just going to come over and dominate. The West Coast was cool with the South.
He got his Death Row shirt
on. So shout out to Death Row. You know what I'm saying? And then the South said, oh, well, since the West Coast is running the game and they cool with us, then the West Coast let them come through and do their thing. And then you got somebody like me who first of all, I've lived in the South, I've lived in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? But I'm heavily influenced by East Coast hip hop as well. And then I'm Christian. So there's like, people didn't know what to do with me. It was like, we don't even, I remember I did the BET Cypher. They put me in the international Cypher. I'm in there with Estelle and whatnot. No, shout out to Estelle, you know, that's the homie. But it was actually beneficial for me because it made me stand out even more. And, you know, it was kind of like a validating moment. Like when you see Royce the 5'9" tweeting like, man, this kid is dope. It's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, so... But yeah, it's like that's when I think about hip hop, I think about the rebelliousness that it started off as, like, hey man, you know, Rage Against the Machine, we're free, we should turn into like, no, you got to do it this way or this way, and it's like, dang, what happened?
But you said it earlier, which is interesting. It was that like New York hip hop almost looked down on the South. That's definitely how we were raised. It was almost like that North versus South thing. They teach that in schools. Right? So my education was very much that the South was slower and not as educated and all that kind of stuff, which is totally a lie. Right? And I stand on this. Nobody in the East Coast and up north saw the value of Southern hip hop and even predicted it would be as influential and probably as long lasting, probably now the most long lasting and making the most bread, right? But I think because of that and closed-mindedness, they didn't really embrace it and didn't see it coming because literally, I mean, besides growing up in New York, besides Outkast, they didn't want to hear it.
That's what I'm saying.
By the time it was forced. Like you couldn't help it no more. I mean, at some point you're talking about like at this point now everyone's coming from literally don't get crazy here, but from VA down. But from that point on, it's like you can't really. And even like I said right now, if we're being honest, it's probably been the most long lasting, most lucrative.
Yeah. People sleep on these places and spaces like they slept on. Like what you know, it's like a Christian rapping.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, millions of dollars in sales and albums later, it's like clearly there was a market. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Who's your Mount Rushmore of hip hop? Four slots.
Yeah.
Sheesh. I'm definitely putting 3 Stacks in there, and I'm putting Jay-Z in there. I'm putting Tupac in there, and then.
I know it gets tricky. That fourth spot.
This is gonna be controversial. But I'm putting Future in there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm putting Future in there. Because you wouldn't have what we have right now, Future. Future is
a plot twist.
You wouldn't have what we have. The current state of hip hop does not. I mean, you could interchange Lil Wayne or Future. You could interchange Wayne or Future.
Okay.
I think Wayne is like definitely, probably Wayne over Future, I guess, because Wayne really did pioneer a lot of what we see right now.
Agreed.
Like they don't know they Wayne's grandkids, but Future took it to another level. So maybe Wayne. I'll say Wayne. So I'm gonna go 3 Stacks, Jay, Pac, and Wayne.
Honorable mention Future.
Honorable mention Future.
Yeah, I like including him because that's actually a really smart opinion about that.
Yeah.
Do you remember your very first experience with hip hop?
Of course. I was 6 years old. My cousins were sneaking and watching Yo MTV Raps. They weren't sneaking, I was supposed to be asleep because, you know, back in the day, it came on late at night. So I got up and I saw the rap videos and I saw this world and I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I used to just lay on the floor and watch rap videos with them every night. And then eventually they caught me and they was like, come on, man, you could watch it with us. So I was consuming it all. EPMD, Rakim, I mean, Boogie Down Productions, Nas.
One song that sticks out the most in that period?
Microphone Fiend. Because I saw the little kid and I could relate to him. He was in the music videos.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I saw myself, you know what I'm saying? I see another kid and the microphone fiend, and I was like, that's hard.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Phil, what's your first hip hop memory? Like, so what song comes to mind when you think of like earliest hip hop days?
2 Live Crew.
He knows me well. Very first, I'm going back to probably, it's in that Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, in that pocket. A lot of Rakim, but Big Daddy Kane is who I remember going to elementary school, and my homeboy Dion Chavis, shout out to Dion if you listening or watching, he was like the connoisseur of music like in 2nd grade. Like literally, he'd be like, yo, I got this new cassette. From who? I'm like,
everyone got that one person they heard.
But he's a DJ now in Raleigh, North Carolina.
That makes sense.
But yeah, Kane is one of the first memories. So that's why even talking with him and having his number now, I'm like, man, I'm talking to Big Daddy Kane. This is like,
that's actually
slight flex.
That's actually kind of legendary.
Yeah, but so yeah, I think Kane and Kane and Salt and Pepper though.
What about you, Chuck? What you got?
Probably Will Smith's Parents Just Don't Understand.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
I was a Christian kid, so
that was a music video.
Yeah. For me, it's probably Round the Way Girl, LL Cool J.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that as a kid. It felt like New York summer, and it felt like all the girls in New York at that time.
Yeah.
Top 5 hip hop albums.
Yes, good question.
All time. If we had to delete all but 5 albums off of your phone.
Right.
Ooh, that's tough. All right, I'm going Aquemini by Outkast. That was a special one for me. It may not be everybody's favorite, but Aquemini by Outkast. I'm going to Black Album by Jay. I'll take the Black Album over the Blueprint. I know that that's an ongoing debate. I'm taking Doggy Style by Snoop.
That's a good one. Death Row.
I'm taking Good Kid, Mad City.
Ooh. Wow.
By Kendrick. And I mean, if we just talking about my formative years that influenced me, then I'm gonna say All Eyes on Me by Pac as well. So those would be my top 5. So All Eyes on Me, Outkast, Aquemini, Jay-Z's Black Album, Doggy Style, and Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah, them was the ones.
Strong top 5.
That's a strong top 5. You can't even question that top 5.
You can't. I'm literally sitting here trying to dissect.
You can't poke holes in that.
Coming up on We Sound Crazy.
No matter what your faith is, you have to do your homework.
The Christian faith didn't start with these Europeans in America. It's an Eastern faith that made its way to Ethiopia, Sudan. It's not these boxes that everybody wants to check off.
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Your raps, you said Vince Bantu on my shelf. I read different.
Yeah.
I had to Google who that was, but I want you to explain what that means.
Okay, you dig what I'm saying. All right, so really what it is for me is like, I gotta give you some backstory.
Okay.
My mom grew up in church. She was like a part of a serious religious sect, and she rebelled against it because it was too strict. She couldn't wear pants, lipstick, none of stuff like that. So then she didn't impose church or Christian faith on me. She said, be a free thinker, explore. And I explored, you know what I'm saying? And I sought enlightenment and looked around, and then I landed my plane with the Christian faith. But she was also raised by the Black Panthers as well, so she was very pro-Black. So she was like, yo, you know, I appreciate the fact that you like moving in the direction of Jesus and whatnot, but you know, you were around a lot of these white Christians, and how are they influencing you? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I really didn't think much of it. I was like, yeah, Jesus is Jesus. What are you talking about? What's the big deal? But I didn't realize when you do your history and your research that, and now I get it. Like a lot of people, especially in the Black community, are opposed to Christianity because they look at it like the slave master's religion. And when I started reading like Ta-Nehisi Coates and James Baldwin and stuff, I was like, man, I'm not trying to, overlook my culture and my people. You know what I'm saying? So I had a crisis of faith. But it took people like Vince Bantu, who takes you, like he's doing a trip to Sudan, who's showing people like the Christian faith didn't start with these Europeans in America. It's an Eastern faith that made its way to Ethiopia, Sudan, and it was even all the way to Japan and Asia. It's just that the people who were doing the writing, you know, when you write the narrative, when you're writing the history books, you control the narrative.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So the European culture was writing the history books, so they was controlling the narrative. And Bantu just helped me see that it's way more ancient, it's way more deeper, it's way more global, and it's not, you know, Republican, conservative, European. It's not these boxes that everybody wants to check off. So
that's great.
That's really, really valuable information.
Oh yeah.
I think it's important that no matter what your faith is, you have to do your homework.
Do your homework.
Got to.
And then the reading part is so key, because I find that like obviously the base of Christianity is built off one very important book, right? Mm-hmm. But besides the Bible, it's important for you to read other things so that you can learn, challenge your faith, figure out how you feel about things that have happened in history and could repeat themselves, and where you fit in all that stuff. Yeah. So it's about doing history work, spiritual work, scientific work. Yeah. All that stuff matters.
Yeah, man.
And it strengthens your faith if it all ends in the same place, I think.
Yeah, so that was really important for me, man, because I was in a weird space, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I come from, you know, I like a lot of people get to the music industry, especially church kids, and they feel like, I've never seen any of this before, and they go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was already crazy. I lived a crazy life before I started walking with God. So I wasn't feeling like I was missing anything. You know what I'm saying? I was a star on the yard, baby. Kappa Alpha Psi. You know what I'm saying? I was a star on the yard. So I didn't feel like, you know, I hadn't experienced all the wild stuff out there. It's just that when you hit a certain level, you feel like, man, I got more money than I've ever had. I got more access than I've ever had. I got these R&B shawties over here acting away. I got, you know,
you drop names. You want to give us a few names?
That's cool. We don't have to do that.
Maybe if I play a song, you might.
Hands up, hands down.
We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
Just know that ladies love cool Lecrae. That's what you need to know.
Hey, just know they've never been featured on any of my projects. That's all I tell you.
LL Cool Crae.
LL Cool Crae.
LL Cool Crae. One thing about what we do here is we play a couple games just to make sure that we're getting your side, your take on things. So we have a game here called Keep or Kill.
Okay.
But we'll throw out two options. You decide which one you want to keep, which one got to go.
Got to go.
So who wants to start? You want to throw one out?
Wu-Tang Clan or Tribe Called Quest?
Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm going to go with the Wu. You know, they branched out in some unique way. I think Tribe definitely has a lot of kids and influenced everybody for sure. I mean, it's not really a good argument. It's just the argument that I have. Right. It's just that, you know, Wu branched out and gave people a whole bunch of other artists that you know, we wouldn't be watching CSI without Method Man right now or whatever show he's on. But yeah, and it was grimy. That was kind of my style. You know what I mean? I was more like a jock, baggy pants, grimy, gold. I like woo. I'm going with the woo.
All right, So Def or Bad Boy?
Bad Boy. Not even a question.
He didn't even think twice about that.
What are we talking about? What? You tell me what's
This is a Southern guy saying Bad Boy.
You're right,
you know
but I want you to tell me what So Def has given us besides records. What artist did So Def give us that is instrumental right now? Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's what I'm talking about.
We got Escape.
No, see, that's what I'm saying.
The Brad. He got Jagged Edge.
I don't want to take nothing.
Bow Weezy.
I don't want to take nothing from none of them.
Bow Weezy.
I'm not taking nothing from none of them. Nothing from none of them. When you talk about Biggie, and then you talk about Mace, and then you gonna give me Bow Wow and Criss Cross? That's not a conversation. That's not a conversation.
Well, how about this one? Cash Money or Rockefeller / Rock Nation?
Ooh, that's hard too, man.
Woo!
That stings a little.
Rock Nation, them billionaire boys over there.
That stings a little bit.
Hey, but don't Cash Money, Wayne, Drake, Nicki. Yeah, it's a real conversation.
What I'm doing in my brain is running through the catalog. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm running through the catalog, I think as much as I love Cash Money and everything that they have provided for us, I'm going with Rock. Because I think if you said Rock all the way to Rock Nation,
Rockefeller / Rock Nation.
Yeah, that's too much. We don't have the last 3 Super Bowl performances without Rock Nation. I mean, it's
got
powerhouse.
Perspective.
Damn, it's a powerhouse.
You don't have entertainment without Rock Nation. All right.
I mean, to me, that's the blueprint. I ain't gonna lie to you. Rock Nation is that's a blueprint for what I would like to see my career look like. If I could figure out a way to aggregate the Christian community the way Jay has done it with the hip hop community, and just man, that would be crazy. I mean, yeah.
Man, this is gonna be fun. Michael Jackson or Prince?
This is a very unpopular opinion, but I've never really been a massive Prince fan. So I know.
Phil has quit and is leaving the building.
I'm not taking nothing away from the man.
Right.
He was incredibly talented, but the music wasn't for me. I don't know. It just never was. It just wasn't it wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing.
This has never come up in all of our discussions, and I'm really disappointed.
MJ, I don't know if MJ did what they said he did, but I'm assuming he didn't do what they said he did, and then it's MJ. Now, you know, I can always recant that if some more facts come out down the line. But I'm not taking nothing away from Prince. The man could dress like none other. The man could make pancakes and play basketball like none other. Listen, I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying, the music was like, I don't know.
Timberland or Pharrell?
I'm going Pharrell. Pharrell's timeless. Timberland is a game changer, but I think Pharrell, is he found a way to continue to create timeless music. You know what I'm saying? So, and I figured out Pharrell's secret. Pharrell takes stuff that already existed and then it's oh, y'all forgot about that?
Yeah.
Let me run that back in a new way. And it's dang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's he samples in a whole nother, Pharrell's he's the GOAT, man.
Got room for another music pick? Well, here it is.
With the same line, girl, you have the whole place going up ooh, such a mood. I've never been so lost in the vibe. You know it's been a good night when I say that I looked up, it was 5 a.m. I see the sun rising. Last night was good for my for my soul. Where did the time go? I feel alive again, refreshed and ready to win. Last night was good for my soul. Now jumps the boogie, the drinks and making it, we left it all on the floor. And I just can't believe it felt so relieving to take time and let it go. You see life so much better when we're together and still feel the afterglow. Last night was good for my soul. Where did the time go? You met somebody and you like that body, better ask somebody. Can we do it again next week?
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
Hip hop is why I am the way that I am. It's why I'm like, yeah, it's why it just is, it defines me in so many ways. It's how I see the world, you know, the lens that I see the world through. You know, it's why Allen Iverson was my favorite player. It's why I, you gonna find Virginia and everything.
I'm just saying.
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
I got one for you. Kanye West or Future?
I'm gonna go with Ye, even though that would be that's tough, and that's because I'm like the oldest millennial in a lot of spaces, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I can experience the Gen X Kanye and the millennial Kanye, but I can experience all of what Future has contributed. Whereas like I feel like my Gen X community don't really care about Future. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I see his contribution, but I'm gonna go with Ye just because I know. I really don't feel like I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for Ye in some ways. You know what I'm saying? Like he made it.
I feel like he's one of the biggest hip hop game changers listen, he's controversial. He's rock and roll and controversial in all the ways. Yeah. But musically, man.
Nah, he's a genius.
Changed the game.
Genius. Make some noise, Lecrae. Keep it killed.
I'm glad that wasn't a shot game, boy.
Yeah, you would have been done so.
Man, that was rough.
We got a game here, We Sound Crazy, called Word Association.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to pass the mic to my brother Chuck Harmony, who's going to tee it up, man. Word association, Chuck, what is it? They basically say the first thing that comes to mind.
I say a word or a name, and then the first thing that come to mind.
Okay.
Tori Kelly.
Sweetheart, incredible singer. You know what I mean? The black girls love her.
Church clothes for.
One of my magnum opuses. You know what I'm saying? It's a grown man music, baby.
Black church.
Still necessary, overlooked. People don't realize what the black church has done for, centuries. I mean, we wouldn't have made it through slavery without the black church. You know what I'm saying? So,
True. Atlanta, GA.
The Mecca. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where else do you want to be if you black in America? That's like, I mean, that's no greater place in my mind. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like music, business. I mean, my orthodontist is black, man. Come on, what we talking about, man? It's like, it's a Mecca.
For the record, I do have a black orthodontist and dentist here, in Nashville.
In white Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sure you worked very hard to find them.
Easy.
Okay. All right.
Eddie George. Shout out to Eddie George.
Oh, shout out to Eddie George. See, that's what I'm saying. That's okay.
Got the hook up here.
Yeah.
Tennessee State University.
TSU, man, that's like, hope you disciplined if you want to graduate. Yes. Hope you disciplined. Just lots of fun, just lots of parties, lots of just, I don't know, man. Just, be safe. And
be safe. Be safe. I got one. Social media.
Necessary and dangerous. It's a necessary danger. Like, it's like having a gun in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You need it, but be careful. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
you need it, but be careful.
Yeah.
That's the best definition of social media.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, man.
You need it, but be careful.
I got to remind myself of that.
Me too.
As I open up my phone to tweet. Because, sometimes I get them Twitter fingers, you know what I mean?
You get aggressive.
The trolls be, you know what I mean? Like,
you need it, but be careful, Phil.
Nah, don't do that. Just keep your jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Keep your jobs.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't get canceled 7 times.
Boy, it's not fun.
It's not fun.
Lecrae, the author.
I feel more depth. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you can say in a song. But in a book, you can really, put it all out there. You know what I mean?
I got one of them with me today.
Yeah. Restoration. Yeah. You dig? So, but they're hard to do. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna get a book from me every year.
Back off. Give me some time to write.
Yeah, you feel
Live
me?
And then write.
Yeah, feel me?
Last one, hip hop.
I mean, it's my culture, man. It's how I see the world, the lens that I see the world through. It's why Allen Iverson was my favorite player. It's why you gonna find Virginia and everything.
I'm just
You gonna ride with VA.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah.
But hip hop is why I am the way that I am. It's why I'm like, it's why it just is. It defines me in so many ways.
I'm sorry, I lied. One more bonus one, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
God.
Oh, the foundation. God is my reason for being. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, if it wasn't for God, I'm just a cosmic accident. I'm just a bunch of random cells and molecules. There's no purpose. There's no point. Why? I'm just existing. But that's why I have purpose, man. Yeah,
that's a great answer.
So Crae, here at the We Sound Crazy podcast, we have the Estero Black Excellence Award.
We decided to create an award that was honoring Black entertainers, past, present, and future, that don't get all the love they deserve. So we nominate someone. Everyone nominates. We vote. We choose, and then we give our Irby to someone every week. So now that you're part of the crew, you're part of the voting system.
Okay.
I'll kick it off. I got a nomination.
Kick it off.
This brother, we were listening to him before the cameras went live, and man, he's done so much for hip hop, but just art and music videos, and man, it's Busta Rhymes. My nomination is Busta. Shout out to Busta.
Who you got, Claude?
This is not hip hop, but it's someone we were talking about yesterday. Chuck and I were at Grand Ole Opry yesterday, and we were talking about this, and I was like, yo, Barry White was a G. I got introduced to him with in them slow. What's the song? What's the song from the night?
Practice What You Preach.
Yeah, and I wasn't a fan of that song, so I had to go do my homework. But him as the orchestra, it was heavily sampled. But
even Benjamin's all about the Benjamin.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think we realize how much of a master musician he was, and how much of a leader he was in terms of building a sound for Black music. So I'm nominating Barry White.
Who you got, Lecrae?
I feel like the hip hop community once upon a time thought he was great, but I don't know if DJ Premier gets his flowers like he should. So,
that's good.
That's DJ Premier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I was going to nominate a group of producers too. The Hitmen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is gonna be a hard
They did everything.
vote right
They
here.
did everything.
They did everything.
And I think they stood behind Puff in such a way that they don't get their flowers, but they deserve
as a collective.
Because they changed, like when you were talking about hip hop and what that meant to you and how you were so influenced by it. They were a part of that.
Yeah.
You know, those guys was creating the soundtracks for that. So.
Shoot, they didn't get their flowers.
Very white. You put the whole
Derek
thing together.
Angeletti, Ron Lawrence, Stevie J, Shaggy Thompson.
Yeah.
They didn't get their flowers or they publishing.
They got none.
Allegedly. So just to recap, Busta Rhymes, Barry White, DJ Premier, and the Hitmen. So now we take it to a vote. You can vote multiple times, more than once on this first round, and if we come to a tie, we'll
take
do
it
a
from there.
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
All right, Busta Rhymes.
Gotta go.
How you gonna say no to Busta? That's my first concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Busta's nuts.
Yeah.
Barry White.
I ain't voting for Barry White. I'm sorry.
He said,
I don't know
there's
one
three for
Barry White
B-Dub.
song probably.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
DJ Premier. The Hitmen.
All right, so it's a tie between Hitman and Busta, which is...
Ooh. Sorry, Hitman, next time. Maybe next time.
So we vote. This time you can only vote once.
Oh, man.
It's only vote once.
Chuck already apologized.
Sorry in advance.
Yikes.
All right, so we're going to go, it's between Busta Rhymes and the Hitmen. So we'll start off with Busta Rhymes.
Sorry, Hitman.
Sorry, Hitman.
Like I said.
Y'all my friends still. I just don't.
Put your hands on my eyes.
Right. Come on, man.
What are we talking about?
I mean, it's so deserving, all right?
Man, congratulations, Busta Rhymes. You are this week's winner of the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Man, it's been a pleasure having you here.
It's been great, man.
And now that you know where the hideout's at, come back to the podcast.
I sent my location to a few people today just to make sure I was safe. But now I know I'm
Now
good.
you know you're safe.
Yeah.
You can come back, right?
Yeah, for
to
sure.
the hideaway.
It's a hideaway out here. Man, thank you, Lecrae. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Until next week, y'all. We sound crazy. We out of here.
Peace.
We sound crazy.
Is Timbaland helping AI take over the music business? We'll tell you about his latest venture. And also, Shaq calls cap on Wilt Chamberlain's famous claim of smashing 20,000 women.
That's a real smash alert. And Rosie Perez says Mike Tyson swooped in to save her sister like Superman. We got the deets on that and so much more. Welcome to Side Dish. Boom, boom, boom. Atlanta, Tokyo, whatever that city is. Tokilantio. All right, what's up, guys? Here at Side Dish, as you know, hey, thanks for joining us, by the way. We are more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah, man. Take the little to-go plate with you, man. Buckle up and enjoy this ride. Let's cut to the chase. Let's dive into the feed,
Right
bro.
into it. Okay, we got a little feed for you. Okay, now we have shown you that dogs can be groomed in extreme manners by dyeing their hair and coats and their bright colors, right? We had that just the other day.